My ex-landlord tried to keep my security deposit. The judge's reaction made the courtroom gasp. I never thought my first experience in court would involve my landlord claiming I'd destroyed an apartment that didn't even exist anymore. But sometimes life hands you the perfect opportunity for justice, mine especially when your opponent doesn't realize you've documented everything. After graduating college, I rented a small one-bedroom apartment in an older building downtown. The place wasn't fancy, but it was clean and affordable. My landlord, Mr. Peterson, seemed reasonable at first, minus an older man who owned several properties and managed them himself. When I signed the lease, I paid a $1,500 security deposit. The agreement stated clearly, deposit to be returned within 30 days of move-out, minus any damages beyond normal wear and tear. For 2 years, I was the perfect tenant, minus rent always on time, no complaints from neighbors, and I kept the place immaculate. When I got a job offer in another city, I gave 60 days notice instead of the required 30. Mr. Peterson seemed fine with my departure. We did a walkthrough together the day before I moved out. He even commented they are better than when you moved in, as he signed my move-out checklist. I took detailed photos of every room just to be safe. 30 days passed, no deposit. 45 days passed, nothing. When I called Mr. Peterson, his tone had completely changed. There were significant damages, he claimed. The entire deposit was used for repairs. I was shocked. But you signed the checklist saying everything was fine. I found the damages after you left, he snapped. Water damage in the bathroom, broken fixtures, carpet stains. When I requested an itemized list of repairs and receipts as required by state law, he sent a handwritten note listing vague charges: bathroom repairs $600, carpet cleanings $400, kitchen repairs $500. That's when I filed in small claims court. The filing fee was only $75, and I had all my documentation ready. The signed move-out checklist, date-stamped photos, and text messages from our final walk. Through on court day, I arrived early, dressed professionally with copies of everything organized in a binder. Mr. Peterson showed up late in jeans and a wrinkled shirt, looking annoyed to be there when the judge called our case. I calmly presented my evidence: the lease agreement, the signed checklist, and the photos showing the apartment's perfect condition when I left. Mr. Peterson seemed unconcerned. When his turn came, he dramatically described extensive water damage, stained carpets, and broken fixtures. He even presented photos of a severely damaged bathroom with water-stained walls and mold. These damages cost well over $1,500 to repair, he told the judge confidently. I asked to see the photos, and that's when I noticed something strange. The bathroom in his photos had blue tile, my bathroom had beige tile. The layout was completely different. Your Honor, I said, these aren't photos of my apartment. My bathroom had beige tile, not blue, and the layout is completely different. The judge frowned and asked Mr. Peterson to explain the discrepancy. What happened next left the entire courtroom in shock. Mr. Peterson admitted that he'd actually demolished my entire building 2 weeks after I moved out to make way for a new development project. The photos he presented were from a completely different property. The judge's face turned red. Let me understand this correctly, she said, her voice dangerously quiet. You are claiming damages to an apartment that no longer exists, an apartment you intentionally demolished? The courtroom actually gasped. A woman behind me whispered, "Is this for real?" The judge not only ordered Mr. Peterson to return my full security deposit, but added the maximum penalty allowed in our state for bad faith, withholding minus 3 times the deposit amount plus my court costs. I walked out with a judgment for $4,725. Yesterday, I received a certified check for the full amount. I donated $1,500 of it to a local tenant rights organization that helps people who can't afford to take their landlords to court. Sometimes justice doesn't just get served minus, it gets served with interest.